want to talk for a minute here about how I'm treating some hardware. One of the things I use, a lot of people use, is called echant solution. I got this like 4 or 5 years ago at Radio Shack. Stuff lasts forever. It's like a huge bottle of it, and a little goes a long way. You can see I've got a tiny bit in the container here, and I actually cut it with a little water this time because the last time I used some, I felt like pure solution treated things a little too much. There's a tuner that I treated in the way I do it. I'm sure there's lots of ways to do it, but try and mark it up using some pieces of sandpaper. And once you've got the piece of hardware, you've broken through the metal a little bit, you want to be careful with the tuner because you don't want any of the echant solution getting into the works. So I take a Q-tip and very carefully coat the outside of the tuner, and the amount of time you want to leave it on there really depends on how much you want the echant solution to age it. And this time I'm not going for a super aged look. I just want them to look a little weathered, a little worn, oxidized. So I only left it on there for I want to say 3 or 4 minutes. And I had to keep sort of applying the solution so it kind of coats the outside. But you can see it does look a little aged. And when it comes to small screws and stuff like that, it's the same treatment. A little sandpaper, just kind of rub the screw on some sandpaper, dip it in the solution, let it sit on a paper towel. And these little screws, if you've marked up the heads on them, it literally takes a very short time with that echant solution, maybe a minute, maybe 2. And then you want to dunk them in some water, maybe wipe them down with WD-40 because that kind of stops the process. But if you want to get rid of that shine on the metal parts, echant solution's a good way to go. It's an easy one and it works quickly. You can do it once for like a minute, dry them off and see how it looks, and if it's not enough for you, just reapply it and leave it on for another minute or 2, and you can kind of go in stages that way.